Day 8, October 22nd. For this afternoon's hunt, I'm heading up the creek valley to a spot that it's kind of an observation stand, but there is some hope that a deer would walk past it, and of course the deer that we're hoping to see is this buck that we've nicknamed Skinny. This is the area right in the middle of where we've been getting the most pictures of him, and we've gotten some daylight pictures not too far from where we're going to be. We're climbing into a tree stand in an island, like a little island of trees that's surrounded by real tall grass and weeds, and then up the hill a little ways is a soybean plot. And I suspect he's probably going to be heading toward that soybean plot, but we might get lucky and he'll come past within bow range, assuming that he's even comes out tonight. It's a little bit warm. 70 was the high today, and it's probably in the mid to lower 60s right now. So it's still real comfortable. Beautiful afternoon. A little bit of a breeze, which is good. The wind is perfect for where we're going. If nothing else, hopefully we can just see some deer and learn a little bit more about what goes on in this valley and get a better feel for how to hunt this spot when the daylight activity starts to pick up here over the next week or so.
We're settled into the stand. I want to give you kind of a quick rundown of how this lays out. This is the spot that we had nicknamed the G5 buck stand back in 2011. This was the place that we thought we were going to get a crack at that deer. He was living in this valley quite a bit back then. I ended up killing him good ways away behind me, and we haven't really hunted the stand hardly at all, I don't think, since that year. But the way this has always worked in the past is the deer work their way down this valley from left to right. And the soybean food plot I was talking about is on the hill in front of me, and we had broadcast Big and Beastie into that probably late August, mid-August, something like that. And that's growing up in there pretty thick. So there is some food there. There's the beans and the Big and Beastie, but it's 50 yards away to the edge of that food plot. So unless the deer veer down into this area, or unless we can call them down here, this is a little bit more like a fringe stand or a observation type stand. Spooked 2 does coming in that blew at us. And I never worry too much about deer blowing at me. I know it's not good. It's not something that you hope for, but I've seen deer blow at all kinds of stuff. Cats sneaking through the grass, the deer will stand there and blow at them for 5 minutes, or sometimes even a woodchuck or something that they don't quite know what it is making some sounds, they'll stand there and blow. So just because a deer blows at you doesn't mean that your hunt is over. But like I said, it's still not a good thing. We've got probably 2.5 hours until the end of legal shooting time, and it's a beautiful spot. We're just going to sit back and relax and see what comes past. Seen a lot of deer so far tonight. The best one is a 4-year-old, and I'm almost 100% sure it's the same deer that I filmed, or that I didn't film, that I saw. I think Eric filmed it on November 7th. The spot where we filmed him then was about, it's several hundred yards in the direction that he came from. I think if I wanted that deer, I wouldn't have had too much trouble calling him down here. Just the way he was acting, he was kind of strutting around and acting pretty tough up there, so I think I could have grunted him down, but I'm sure he's a 4-year-old. I heard a buck cough behind me, or well, I shouldn't say that. I heard a deer cough behind me. It sure sounded like a buck, but it hasn't popped out of there yet. It's about a half an hour left, maybe a touch more. And I think if that buck that we're after is going to pop out, this is going to be about the time when he would do it. We've had cameras down in this valley, and he has been right on the fringe of daylight a few times. So it's not out of the question that we could see that deer yet this evening. Either way, whatever we see come out here, we're going to show it to you in the rest of the blog. I'm not sure about tomorrow evening if I'm going to hunt or not. Kind of depends on what the family's doing, but Monday night is football. Tuesday night is some kind of a banquet. I'm not sure if I have to go to it or not, but I'm going to try to get out of that. So hopefully I'll be back in the tree here within the next couple of days and bring you another one of these video blogs. So keep checking back, and we'll keep bringing them to you. And if Skinny pops out and we can get an arrow into him, then we'll show you that before this video blog is over with. Otherwise, I'll catch up with you in a couple of days.